Welcome to the Morning English Podcast. Listen, learn, and speak English daily.
Hello, English learners, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Emma, and we are so happy that you are here with us today.
And I'm Mark. Yes, welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to have you here with us today.
It really is. We are just so excited to practice some real everyday English with all of you. You know, this is a relaxed place, no pressure, no tests, just two friends chatting, and you are right here with us as our third friend.
Exactly. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and just, listen along. We're going to have a lot of fun today.
We really are. Speaking of coffee, I actually had a tiny disaster this morning.
I know. What happened? Well, I guess you dropped it.
Close. I didn't drop the cup, but I spilled my entire coffee all over the kitchen counter. It was just a total mess.
Oh, wow. What a way to start the day, right?
I know. But, while I was wiping it up, it actually made me think about routines. Like, I make coffee every single morning without even thinking about it. My brain is basically on autopilot.
Right. It's just a deeply built-in habit. You do it automatically.
Exactly. And that actually connects perfectly to what we are talking about today, because today we're going to show you how to build a daily English habit that is just as automatic as making your morning coffee.
And the best part is, we are going to teach you how to practice English alone every day in only 15 minutes.
Yes, only 15 minutes. We are going to break down a super simple real-life method that anyone can use. It is going to completely change how you learn.
It really will. And hey, before we jump in, if you enjoy learning with us, please take a quick second to like, subscribe, and maybe share this episode with one friend who is also learning English.
That helps us out so much. So let's start with a question for you, the listener. Have you ever felt like you just don't have enough time to learn English?
Yeah, think about your own life. Do you feel like you are always too busy?
I think everyone feels that way, right? We have this image in our heads that learning a language means sitting at a big, heavy desk with a huge textbook for hours and hours.
Oh, totally. The massive grammar books, a strict teacher looking over your shoulder. It feels overwhelming.
Overwhelming, yeah. That means it feels like too much to handle. But what if we told you that studying for hours can actually be bad for you?
Right. It leads to something we call burnout, which is when you just get so tired that you stop completely. Your brain just says, nope, no more.
Exactly. And that is why we are talking about the 15-minute method today. It is broken down into 3 blocks of 5 minutes, 5, 5, and 5.
And this isn't just a random trick. This actually works better with how your brain naturally learns.
So true. So let's dive into the very first 5-minute block. This first block is all about listening.
But, and this is a really big but, it has to be active listening, not passive.
Right. Could you explain the difference for our listeners? What is passive listening?
Sure. So passive listening is basically just having noise in the background. Like if you have an English movie playing on Netflix while you are cooking dinner.
I do that all the time.
We all do it. But the thing is, if you are busy chopping vegetables, your brain isn't actually focusing on the English. It's just background noise.
It's like having a sports game on the TV in the background. You might hear the crowd cheering, but you aren't really watching the game.
That is a great example.
Yeah.
Yes. To learn, you have to watch the game like a coach. You have to study what the players are doing.
So for our 5 minutes of listening, we need to be the coach. We need to do active listening. How do we do that?
Well, you pick something really short, like a short YouTube video or a little piece of a podcast, and before you press play, you give yourself a listening goal.
A listening goal. Okay, I love that. What does that mean exactly?
It means you ask yourself a specific question before you start. For example, what does this person do first in the morning? Or what kind of food are they talking about?
Oh, I see. So your brain has a job to do. You aren't just letting the words wash over you. You are hunting for an answer.
Exactly. You are hunting. When your brain is looking for a specific answer, it becomes highly active. It's awake.
But wait, let me ask you this. Is 5 minutes of this really enough? It feels like just a drop in the bucket.
A drop in the bucket, meaning a very small amount. I know it sounds small, but when you give your brain a specific question, you create a tiny reward moment. When you hear the answer, your brain gets happy and it remembers that vocabulary so much better.
That is so cool. Okay, so you listen once to find your specific answer. What do you do for the rest of the 5 minutes?
You listen a second time, but now you relax a bit. You already know the answer. Now you just listen to the rhythm of the words, the music of the language.
And I highly recommend using subtitles or a written transcript for the second time, it is so helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Why do you find that helpful?
Well, because you are matching the sound of the word to the spelling. You hear the English and you see the English at the exact same time. It builds a really strong connection in your brain.
Yes, you are training your ears and your eyes together. It's
Hmm.
very powerful.
Okay, so that is our first 5 minutes. We are doing active listening with a goal. Now let's move to the second 5-minute block. And this one is often the scariest for people.
Yep. The speaking block. Output.
So many learners tell me, I can't practice speaking because I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't live in an English-speaking country.
And that is a very real frustration. But here is the secret. You can, and you should, practice speaking alone. We call it solo speaking.
Solo speaking, meaning talking to yourself. Now, why does this work? I think people forget that speaking a language is actually a physical exercise.
It really is. Think about it. You have to train the muscles in your face, your jaw, and your tongue to make completely new sounds.
Exactly. It's muscle memory. You are training your mouth to move in new ways. And doing this alone is actually better at first, right?
Totally. Because when you talk to a native speaker, you often feel nervous. You worry about making mistakes. But if you are alone in your room, there is zero pressure. No one is judging you.
Right. You can just focus on making the sounds. So how do we do this? There are 3 really fun ways to practice solo speaking. The first one is just narrating your day.
And narrating your day. This means just saying out loud what you're doing, right?
Yes, just saying very normal, boring things out loud. Like, I woke up at 7, I am drinking my coffee, I will go to work soon.
I love that because it forces you to use different tenses naturally, past, present, and future.
Exactly. I woke up is past, I am drinking is present, I will go is future. You practice switching between them without looking at a grammar book.
Try saying it with us, listeners. Think about what you did today. Say one sentence out loud right now.
Great job. It feels simple, but it is so effective. Okay, the second method for speaking is mirror talk.
Oh boy. Mirror talk. This means standing in front of a mirror, looking at yourself, and speaking English.
Yes, and let's be honest, it feels super silly at first. It's a little awkward.
It is definitely awkward, but you have to push past that. Why is the mirror so important?
Because language is not just words. It's your face, your smile, your body language. When people get nervous in English, they often freeze their face.
Ah, that's so true. They look very serious and scared.
Exactly. But if you look in the mirror, you can check your face. You can practice smiling while you talk. You practice looking confident.
That makes a huge difference. You train yourself to feel comfortable in the language.
Right. Now, the third solo speaking method is actually my favorite. It's like playing with toys. We call it repeat and change.
Oh, like playing with Lego blocks.
Yes, exactly like Lego blocks. You start with a very simple base sentence. Let's use, I want to drink coffee.
Okay, I want to drink coffee. Then what?
Then, out loud, you change just one word, one Lego block. So you say, I want to drink tea.
Oh, I see. Then you change another block. I want to make tea.
Yes, and then you change the person. She wants to make tea.
Wow, that is such a great mental workout. You are practicing how sentences are built, piece by piece.
Exactly. It makes your brain super flexible because in a real conversation, you have to change your sentences quickly. This exercise helps you stop freezing up.
It builds up your speed. So for the second 5-minute block, you just set a timer and play with these speaking methods. Talk to yourself.
Yes, talk to your pets, talk to the mirror, just talk. Okay, so that is 5 minutes of listening and 5 minutes of speaking. We are 10 minutes in. What is the final 5-minute block?
The final 5 minutes are for reading or writing. This is the part that locks the English into your long-term memory.
Let's talk about writing first. What are we supposed to write in 5 minutes? An essay?
Oh, definitely not an essay. Just 3 to 5 very simple sentences about anything. Just write how you feel or what you saw today.
Like, today was a busy day, the weather was nice, I'm tired.
Perfect. And the most important rule here is, do not worry about perfect grammar.
Really? But shouldn't we try to be correct?
Yes and no. For these 5 minutes, it's more important to just build confidence. If you stop every 5 seconds to check a dictionary, you will get frustrated. Just write.
That makes total sense. You want to build a habit of producing English without fear. You can always fix the grammar later.
Exactly. Now, if you are too tired to write, you can use these 5 minutes to read. But again, it has to be focused reading, not just looking at Instagram captions.
Right. You could read a short children's book or a simple news website. But my favorite trick is to just read the transcript of the video from your listening block.
That is such a smart trick. We call that recycling.
Recycling. You use the same material twice, you listen to it in the first 5 minutes, and now you're reading it in the last 5 minutes.
Your brain gets to see the exact same vocabulary again. It really helps the memory stick.
It really does. Now, speaking of vocabulary, there is a very special rule for this 15-minute plan. It's about how many new words you should learn a day.
Yes. The rule is you should only learn one new word a day.
Just one word. When I first heard that, I thought, wait, really? That is way too slow.
I know people always want to learn 50 words a day. They use flashcard apps and try to memorize huge lists.
Right. But what usually happens when you try to learn 50 words on a Monday?
Well, by Wednesday, your brain has forgotten 48 of them. It's just too much information at once. We call it cognitive overload. Basically a traffic jam in your brain.
A brain traffic jam. I love that description. But if you learn just one word, how is that better?
Because if you only have one word, you can really focus on it. Let's say your word today is exhausted, which means very tired.
Okay, so I don't just look at the translation. I can listen to it. I can say it out loud during my speaking practice.
Exactly. And you can write it in one of your sentences at the end. You practice that one word from every direction. Hearing, speaking, writing.
By the end of the 15 minutes, you truly know that word. It is yours forever.
And think about the math, right? One deeply learned word a day is 365 words a year.
365 usable words. That is enough to completely change your ability to have a conversation. Quality is better than quantity. It's so true. So the method is amazing. 5 minutes listening, 5 minutes speaking, 5 minutes reading or writing, plus one new word. It is perfect.
It is perfect. But we need to be honest with our listeners for a second.
Oh, about what?
About human nature. Because on day one, you feel super motivated. You do the 15 minutes. Day 2, you feel great. But by day 5...
Day 5, you have a hard day at work, you feel stressed, you say, I'll just skip today.
Exactly. And then you feel guilty and you stop doing it completely. So how do we make sure we actually do this every single day?
This is the most important part of today's lesson. You cannot rely on motivation. Motivation is just a feeling, and feelings change.
So true. If I only practiced English when I felt like it, I would never practice. So what is the secret?
The secret is a psychology trick called habit stacking.
Habit stacking. Can you explain that for us?
Sure. Think of it like piggybacking. You don't try to find 15 minutes of free time in your day because free time doesn't exist.
Right. We are all too busy. Instead, you look for a habit you already have. Something you do every single day without failing, like brushing your teeth or making coffee.
Oh, like my coffee routine this morning.
Exactly. You take your new English habit and you stack it right on top of the old habit. You attach them together.
So I don't say, I will find 5 minutes later. I say, when I turn on the coffee machine, I will immediately press play on my listening audio.
Yes. The coffee machine becomes your trigger. You don't even have to think about it. You just do it.
That is brilliant. And you can spread the 15 minutes out during the day, right? They don't have to be all at once.
Not at all. You can do 5 minutes of listening with your morning coffee. Then maybe you have a habit of washing your face before bed.
Oh, I could do my mirror talk while I wash my face.
Exactly. You stack your speaking practice right there. And maybe you always eat lunch at your desk. You can stack your 5 minutes of reading right onto your lunch break.
I love that so much. You just weave the English into the normal parts of your day. It feels so much easier.
It really does. Because consistency is the most important thing. Doing a little bit every day is way better than trying to study for 3 hours on Sunday.
That reminds me of the houseplant example. Can you share that one? It makes so much sense.
Oh yeah, the watering a plant analogy. So think about a small plant in your house. If you give the plant a little bit of water every single day, it grows strong and healthy.
Right. But what if you forget about the plant all week and then on Sunday you feel really guilty, so you dump a massive bucket of water on it?
You drown the plant. The soil can't take all that water at once. It just spills everywhere.
Your brain is exactly the same. If you try to study English for 3 hours on Sunday because you feel guilty, your brain can't absorb all that information. It just spills out.
Exactly. Your brain desperately needs a tiny bit of English every day to realize, oh, this is important. I need to remember this.
It is so freeing to realize you don't need the massive bucket of water. You just need a tiny little cup every day, 15 minutes.
So let's do a quick recap for our listeners to make sure we remember everything we talked about today.
Yes. First, we break our 15 minutes into 3 micro-habits. 5 minutes of active listening with a specific goal, so your brain is hunting for answers.
Second, 5 minutes of solo speaking. Practice muscle memory by narrating your day, talking to the mirror, or doing the Lego block method to build sentence speed.
Third, 5 minutes of reading or writing. Just 3 simple sentences. Don't worry about perfect grammar. And remember the one-word rule. Truly learn one word every day from all directions.
And finally, the magic glue that holds it all together, habit stacking. Connect these 5-minute blocks to things you already do every day, like making coffee or brushing your teeth.
We covered some really great vocabulary today, too. Words like overwhelming, which means feeling like something is too difficult to handle.
And muscle memory, which is when your body remembers how to do something automatically, like making sounds in English.
We also talked about habit stacking, attaching a new habit to an old one. And burnout, which is getting totally exhausted from working too hard.
So listeners, we have a speaking challenge for you today. Think about your life right now. Can you relate to this?
What are 3 daily habits you already have? Maybe riding the bus, folding laundry, or making tea.
Say them out loud in English right now. I ride the bus. I make tea. Decide right now where you will stack your 5-minute English blocks.
Try saying it out loud to yourself. Start your daily habit tomorrow. We know you can do it. Doing just a little bit every day makes a huge difference.
We are so proud of you for showing up today and learning with us. Keep practicing that everyday English.
Thank you so much for joining us on our podcast today. Be sure to subscribe, and we will talk to you next time. Have a wonderful day and happy learning.
Bye, everyone. Keep stacking those habits.